Hey everybody, this video I wanted to make about the holidays, and Thanksgiving is coming up, but also because I've mentioned that I'm Jewish, Hanukkah coincides with Thanksgiving this year. The first night of Hanukkah is Thanksgiving. And today at work, my coworker asked me what Hanukkah was all about and what a temple looks like and what my family does for Hanukkah and that sort of thing. I figured it's my due diligence to share that information. In public schools, you need to keep separation of church and state, but that doesn't mean that educating what other cultures do doesn't need to happen, right? We're trying to get our students to be better in their communities, and part of community is knowing other cultures, other religions, other ethnicities, and their practices. Well, here is what I found in the Hartford Courant. Right here, we have Celebrating Hanukkah, which talks about the various events going on in the next week. And it starts out with the JCC, the Jewish Community Center, and their Hanukkah candle lighting every day starting at 4 p.m. in West Hartford Center at 336 Bloomfield Avenue. And this will be really cool. It's what they do all the time. But for a later article, you'll see how things were suggested to change a little bit this year in particular. The next one is the Children's Museum in West Hartford is having a Starry Night show in the planetarium as well as other events. That's on December 1st from 4:30 to 6:30 p.m. Most Jewish things are in the evenings because it goes based on the lunar calendar. So that's something new that you probably didn't know. Jewish holidays coincide with the lunar calendar and start in the evenings. And third in the Celebrating Hanukkah article is the Big Tent Hanukkah in Blueback Square. And they're going to have on December 5th from 5 to 8 p.m. crafts, snacks, songs, books, and more for the kids. Next, in the same day's paper, you have Hanukkah events. So, in addition to those three that I just mentioned, the Solomon Schechter Day School of Greater Hartford, which is strictly Jewish, celebrates Hanukkah in their classrooms. And I think that's really cool because it is Jewish students, but they're also letting them do celebrations for their religion. And it's the 5th annual community-wide Hanukkah Bash, December 4th at 6:30 to 8 p.m. in West Hartford Town Hall. That will have free tickets and so much kind of cutesy fun stuff like the dance group United Outkast is what they're calling them. Jane Rotter, who is director of the SSDS, she says that the kids love hip-hop, so the dancers will perform and then teach their moves to the kids. That kind of makes it fun. On half days at the school that I work at right now, they turn the cafeteria into a kind of like a dance hall, move the tables to the side and let them on a big screen watch videos that are appropriate and dance to them. And then the second event in this article is the Crown Market Hanukkah concert, December 3rd at 4 p.m. and they will sing Hanukkah songs outside of the market in Bishop's Corner. I have great memories of going to the Crown Market where we had our little tiny strollers, carriages for little kids to have, and it really made us feel, important. Mom and Dad always get the big carriages and they get the tons of groceries, and having one or two items in our tiny little carriage made us feel important. Becoming an enlightened kosher cook. This article talks about how in the Bible it tells you it's important to be healthy and take care of yourself and watch out for diabetes. So, Nakama Cohen, who is the founder and executive director of the Jewish Diabetes Association based in Brooklyn, New York, and she is the author of Enlightened Kosher Cooking, tells us some tips on how to cook for the holidays and reduce our risk factors for diabetes. But she also does highlight that symbolism is very important in Jewish cooking. And I know my potato latkes would not be any different in thinking about her suggestions, like changing in the latkes, the potato latkes, you can change them to broccoli, zucchini, mixing potato with cauliflower, using sugar substitutes like stevia, and instead of using the heavy oils, using a non-stick skillet. That I can do. Or vegetable spray with canola, walnut, hazelnut, and olive oils. And then for the binder, the lower cholesterol egg whites for protein as opposed to whole eggs with all of that fats and that sort of thing. So those are just suggestions for latkes, but just another Jewish lesson for you, that latkes are fried in oil for a reason. The miracle of Hanukkah is based off of the 8 nights that the little tiny bit of oil stayed and made the candle last lit for those 8 days. And that's how the Jewish people survived. In the freezing cold, the candle lasted when it really shouldn't have for that amount of oil that they had. I don't know if there are any mathematicians out there, but I've always been interested in finding out how the calendar works, the planetary alignment, the stars, astronomy, and in Happy Thanksgiving, it tells from the mathematical mind of Jonathan Mizrahi at jonathanmizrahi.blogspot.com. He figured out when this coinciding of the two holidays of Hanukkah and Thanksgiving have happened in the past and will happen again. And all of his factual evidence is in his blog. So it goes based on what he calls lunar solar calendar, or what Larry Green calls lunar solar calendar. And Jonathan said that the last time the two holidays overlapped was in 1888, but it was celebrated in 1918 when the first day fell out on Thanksgiving. So in 1918 it really wasn't coincided, but the lighting of the candles was the night before. So it's kind of something interesting. And then the next time that it is due to happen, according to the math, is 2070, and again in 2165. Not too far off, right? 2070 minus 2013, you do the math. Right now, my head's not going to do it. The Mandel Jewish Community Center in West Hartford is selling Thanksgiving t-shirts. I thought that would be really cool. And they also have young kids suggested that there be a menorah shaped like a turkey this year. So that's my comment from earlier about the interesting lighting the menorah in West Hartford and how it could be a menorah shaped like a turkey. You can see that and how that might turn out. So my dear students, I'm taking that from Hot for Words, I like that. Please write in the comments below what you have learned from this video. Anything you've learned about diabetes, about Jewish traditions, or Hanukkah traditions. I'd be interested to know if anyone learned anything new.